A very good morning to one and all. My dear students of class 5 and 6, it is great to know that you have arranged an online science exhibition, that too during the difficult time when we are ending with the pandemic almost. Arranging a science fair, every school looks forward, but unfortunately we could not do it in the last 2 years. But at least in this form, definitely it will have its own place and value among your peer groups. We have seen that during the school time, we all learn new things. And this is the right place for developing our scientific temperament, inquiry, and also the commitment for discovery as well as invention. We say that necessity is the mother of invention. So when the scientific thought gets seeded in the mind, and when you start thinking about it, definitely with a scientific curiosity, the new things will come up and you will tend to become a good scientist. FAIPS-DPS is organizing various programs with corporate Gurukul Singapore, like GRIP program. Many of our students have participated last year. Now we are again organizing programs for same level with machine learning and deep learning internship. Basically now we are doing it with Hewlett and Packard education. Also in Kuwait itself we have various competitions. One of them is the Shastra Pratibha contest organized by Science International Forum. Many of our students participate in that. So I'm sure this online exhibition definitely will motivate many other students also to think scientifically and find out and donate something for the humankind as a science student. So thank you very much, children, for organizing such a program. Also, dear parents, your support is very important in this aspect. As such, they are not coming to school because of the pandemic. Your support at home definitely added on to the completion and the perfection of the scientific projects what they have designed. So wholehearted thanks to you as well. Congratulations once again to all our students who participated in this program. Thank you very much and have a good day.
I, Ishita Das from Class 5A, warmly welcome all of you on behalf of this school, FAIPS-DPS Kuwait, in the event of this first Science Virtual Exhibition. Science is the most important subject we study because it develops our critical thinking skills. Science has proved to be a blessing to us. It also reveals a new truth, a new discovery, and an unknown reality. Today, we are going to exhibit the new innovative creations of my friends through charts, working models, live models, and many other projects. Thank you.
My name is Shivam. I am from class 5. Today I am going to show you the volcano eruption experiment. The things needed to be done in this experiment are lemon, a paper volcano, a ice cream stick, a red food color, baking soda and dishwashing soap. First, I will put a hole in the lemon, then put red food color, then a few drops of dishwashing soap, then baking soda. start erupting. The science behind it is the lemon juice contains a citric acid. When it is reacted with the baking soda, it releases carbon dioxide in the form of gas and fizz and bubbles. Dishwashing soap is added to the fizz and bubbles to stick together and last longer. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. My name is Aditya Anil Kumar and I study in class 5B. Today I will brief you about my still nose clay model project. Our nose helps us in breathing and it also helps us to smell different things. First, we will know about the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity lies above the bone that forms roof of mouth and curved down at the back to join the throat. It is divided into two nasal passages. Air moves through nasal passages during breathing. Nasal passage filters warm and moist air before it goes into the lungs. Now we will know about the olfactory nerves. The inner end of our nose is connected to our brain through these sensory nerves. The function of the sensory nerves is to send the sense of smell to brain. Now we will know about the swollen sinuses. It refers to stuffy feeling of nose during cold, flu and infection. This happens when nasal membrane becomes irritated and inflamed. This entire nose clay model project is made from clay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, one and all. My name is Abhay Anup from class 5C. Today I am going to explain about the structure of a human eye. The transparent outer covering here is called cornea. The blue colored area here is called iris. People have different colors in their iris like blue, brown, black and green. The black spot here is called pupil, which is inside the iris. Light enters through the pupil, goes through the lens and reflects up in the retina. The image you see here reflects in the retina in the inverted form. Photoreceptors convert light signals to electrical signals, passes through the optic nerves to the brain. The brain rotates the image and puts it in the upright position and we see the image as it is. Hope you like it. Thank you.
Respected teachers and my dear friends, my name is Shar Singh and I study in class 5D. Today I've done a science exhibition in which I've chosen the topic physical change and chemical change from the chapter matter and state. Physical change. Physical change is a change which can be reversible. For example, take this water. This water can be turned into ice on cooling, and this ice can be turned into water on heating, and then the water can be turned into water vapor on heating, and water vapor can be turned into water on cooling. Now chemical change. Chemical change is a change which cannot be reversible. For example, take this tissue paper. Now I put this on fire, it will burn into ashes. Thank you.
Hello, my dear friends and teachers. My name is Natasha from 5E, and today I will be demonstrating how the hinge joints work in the fingers. I have made a robotic hand to show where and how the joints work. First, let us talk about hinge joints. They work like a hinge you might see on a door or a cupboard. They are also found in your toes, knees, and elbows. Believe it or not, your knees are the biggest joints in your entire body. Next, let us talk about the different bones in our fingers. The bones in our fingers and thumbs are called phalanges. Each finger has 3 phalanges separated by 2 joints. The first joint, closest to the knuckle joint, is called the proximal interphalangeal joint, also known as the PIP. The second joint, nearer to the end of the finger, is called the distal interphalangeal joint, also known as the DIP. Now I will demonstrate how to pick up normal household objects. Thank you, my friends and teachers.
Today I am going to be explaining the importance and methods of water filtration. We live in a polluted world. The most important things required for our life are water and air. But sadly, in our modern lifestyles, these two things are the most polluted. Today I have come with a solution for water pollution. I am going to be showing you how to purify water using water filtration and natural resources. The things required for water filtration are a plastic bottle, a glass container, sand, pebbles, charcoal and dirty water, cotton wool or cloth. So first we should cut the plastic bottle into 2 pieces. Then we should make holes on the bottle's cap and place it upside down in the glass container. Then we should put a cotton wool or cloth inside the bottle. Then on top of the cotton we should put some coal. Then on top of the coal we should put some cloth or cotton. On top of that we should put some sand. On top of the sand we should put some cotton or cloth. On top of the cotton or cloth again we have to put some pebbles. On top of the pebbles, cotton or wool again we have to put. Then at last we come to the dirty water. We have to put the dirty water on top of all the materials, and down comes all the purified water at the bottom. So now I am going to show you how to purify this dirty water. This is dirty water. Now I will pour this. Now you can see the pure water under here at the bottom. Methodology. The stone and sand help to filter. The stone and pebbles help to filter the large medium-sized particles in the dirty water. The charcoal helps to filter the finest particles and removes the foul smell of the dirty water. my ball and socket joint project. First, I took a pink ball. I made a line in the center of the ball using a marker. Then I cut that part in the ball using a cutter. Then I made 2 holes in both sides of the ball. I inserted PVC pipe in one hole. I took a yellow ball and made a hole. I inserted a pen inside the yellow ball. Finally, I inserted the yellow ball inside the pink ball and covered that line using an insulation tape. Now my project is ready. Hope you liked my project. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sumit Nagre. Today I will be telling you about the 3 layers of the skin. The 3 layers of the skin are epidermis, dermis and subcutaneous tissue. The first layer is the epidermis. Epidermis is the top layer that we can see. It protects the muscles and bones. Top layer, epidermis. Then comes the dermis. The dermis is the layer that comes between the epidermis and the subcutaneous tissue. It has a connective tissue that is made up of blood vessels, oils and sweat glands. The last layer is the subcutaneous layer. The subcutaneous layer is the deepest skin layer that touches the muscles, that is closest to the muscles. It has other names such as hydrodermis, tela subcutanea and etc. Thank you.
I'm going to present the working model of a pulley dough. A pulley is made up of rope and a wheel. The rope is attached to the groove of the wheel. One part of the rope is attached to the load. Here the load is the dough. When I pull the rope, the load gets up, and when I lose the rope, the load moves down. There are 2 types of pulleys. Number 1, wobble pulley, and number 2, fixed pulley. My model is the fixed pulley. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mautika from class 5F. Now I'm going to explain the different parts of the plants and how they have similar functions of a house. The different parts of the plants are called organelles. The dark green layer is called the cell wall and it contains cellulose, hemicellulose and pectin. Thanks to the rigidness of the cell wall, plants are able to grow very high. The cell wall is compared to the roof of the house and wall. The next orange layer is the cell membrane. It helps in regulating in and out of the cell and also protects the cell from the surrounding environment. The cell membrane contains phospholipid. The cell membrane is compact with the doors and windows of the house. All the organelles that are floating in a gel-like fluid are called cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is compact with the furniture, picture frames and rugs in a house. The next part in the plant cell is called the nucleus. The nucleus stores genetic material in it. The red part inside the nucleus is called the nucleolus. The nucleolus produces ribosomes. The nucleus is compact with the owner of the house. The dark pink part is called as the endoplasmic reticulum. It is of two types, smooth and rough. When ribosomes are present in it, it is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. Ribosomes which are produced by the nucleolus pass through this passage. The endoplasmic reticulum is compact with the passages and halls of a house. Next, the chloroplast is a site for photosynthesis. It contains a pigment called chlorophyll which absorbs the heat and converts it into energy molecules. The chloroplast is compared with the solar panel of a house. Next, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of a cell. It is compared with the electricity used in a house. Next, the vacuole occupies more space in a plant cell. It stores food, water and even waste. It is compared to a fridge or trash can in a house. The grey part is the Golgi apparatus. Its main function is to pack proteins. It is compact with a mailbox in a house. Next, the peroxisome is involved in metabolism, scavenging and detoxification. It is compared with a home gym in a house. The green tiny organelles are ribosomes. Its main function is to make proteins. It is compared with protein-rich foods in our house. The last part is the amyloplasm. Its main function is to store and produce starch. It is compared with the bread cabinet in a house. With this, we can say that a plant cell is a house, where different parts of plants have similar functions of a house. I hope you have a good idea about the structure and function about a plant cell. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Amelia Susan Thomas from class 5G. Today I will show you a working model of a hydraulic plane launcher that I have assembled. The paper plane uses the four forces of flight to fly. They are thrust, which helps the plane move forward, lift, which helps the plane move upward, drag, which is the stopping force of air molecules in the atmosphere, and gravity, which always pulls the plane down. Now I will show you how the hydraulic plane launcher works. There are two syringes. One syringe is filled with water while the other syringe remains closed for now. The plunger of the second syringe is connected to two links, which forms a scissor mechanism, which is a first-class lever. When I push the
plunger of the first syringe, it pushes the water out and moves into the second syringe, which pushes the plunger and makes the scissor mechanism move to its maximum height. Now I will show you how it works. So first I pull the trigger back and the trigger locks it in place. Then I put the aeroplane into the slot. Then I'll push the syringe. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Goodbye.
Class 5, Section I. Today I will be talking about my science project. This is how the project looks. And now, what is this project showing us? This project is showing us about the 3 layers of the Earth. But what are the 3 layers of the Earth? They are crust, mantle, and core. Let us talk about them. The first one is crust. The crust is the outer covering of the Earth's surface. But how is it formed? 1,000,000 years ago, our Earth was full of dust and hot gases. And it was also rotating, like how it normally does. And while it was rotating, every single year, it slowly gets cold and hard. And after 1,000,000 years, now our Earth is cold and hard. This cold and hard surface of the Earth is called crust. Next is mantle. Mantle is next to the crust. The mantle is full of rocks, minerals, metals, etc. And do you know what state is the mantle? Well, actually it is soft solid. It's just like solid and just like liquid. It's like ketchup. This one is the crust, and the second one is the mantle. Now we will go to core. At last, there's the core. The core is divided into 2 parts, inner core and outer core. Let's talk about each one. The inner core is a solid and the outer core is liquid. And do you know what is the hottest part in all of these layers? Actually, it is the core, because the inner core and the outer core are very hot.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Nudra Adenike Adelan. I am from class 5J. My science experiment is a volcanic eruption. This volcanic eruption has water, vinegar, orange food coloring, and here is some baking soda. When I pour the baking soda into this volcano model, then it will start erupting like a real volcano. So, thank you.
Teachers and my dear friends, I am Pranav from class 5B. I am going to explain about volcanic eruptions from the chapter Natural Disasters. Volcanoes erupt when molten rocks called lava or magma rises in the surface of the earth's crust through some weak spots. The most deadliest natural disaster in history was eruption of Mount Tambora, Indonesia, which changed temperature and climate all around the world for over 3 years and killed millions. Thank you. I am going to do the experiment about volcanic eruptions. First, take some vinegar and pour it into the volcano. Then add some food coloring. Next, add the baking soda. You will see this is erupted. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Avanish Kannan from class 5B. Today I'm demonstrating my experiment on the topic that plants prevent soil erosion. Soil is very important for the existence of life on earth. It takes millions of years to form just a few inches of soil. Hence, soil conservation is very important. Now let's get into the experiment. Here I have 2 plastic bottles cut from the top. Here I filled this bottle with plain sand, and in this I've grown 3 plants. Now what we are going to do is we'll pour water in both of these and observe the color of the water flowing out. Let's do it. As you can clearly see, here the soil is a lot darker as it got washed away by the flowing water. But here it is a lot lighter because the roots absorbed the water and prevented the soil from flowing out. Now we know that plants prevent soil erosion. Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Today I am going to do an experiment on sedimentation and decantation. This method is used to remove insoluble particles from water. Ingredients needed are 2 beakers, glass rod, sand and water. Procedure: take a beaker and add 2 teaspoons of sand into it and add 200 milliliter of water into it. Stir the mixture properly with the help of glass rod. Wait for a few minutes to settle down the sand. Now we can see that the sand particles are settled down. Now slowly and steadily decant the clear water into another beaker. Now we can see that sand and water are separated with each other with the help of filtration of water. Thank you.
Hello ma'am, my name is Zafira Fatima and I am from class 5D. Today I am going to explain about my model on the topic seed germination. Seed germination is the process where a seed turns, develops and grows into a seedling. And let me explain you about it in detail. There are 3 conditions required for seed germination. They are water, air and warmth. Water swells up the seed so the embryo can start growing. Air releases energy for the growing embryo, and warmth speeds up and improves the process. When there are all these conditions available for the seed, it starts to absorb water. As the water is taken in, the seed coat splits apart and a tiny root called radicle grows downwards and a tiny shoot called plumule grows upwards. The shoot develops and reaches towards the sunlight while the root develops deep in the soil. Tiny leaves sprout at the end of the shoot, letting the process of photosynthesis take place, and these leaves are called foliage leaves. The primary root grows thicker and longer along with the secondary root in search of water and the support for the plant. Finally, more and more leaves start to grow and the stem becomes thicker and stronger. So this entire process is called seed germination. Thank you.
Today my name is Fatima Rahil. I'm from 5D and I am going to show you how a volcano erupts. So let me tell you a few facts about volcano. The word volcano comes from the word Vulcan. The hot liquid inside the volcano is known as magma, and magma is very, very hot. So now let me show you how it erupts. We need to add 5 or a few spoons of baking soda. Okay. And now we will add the dishwasher detergent. And now we will add red food coloring, only a little, not much. And now we will add the last ingredient is vinegar. Let me add a little more. Let me add a little more so that I think it's not working. Yes, it's coming out. Yeah, add more. It's gonna come out. Yes, look how it's erupting. So the volcano erupts when the molten rock called magma interacts with the water underneath the surface, and this causes steam. So this is how the volcano erupts. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Jana Batari from class 5B. Today I will show you an experiment of change in state of matter by using heat energy. Everything in universe is made up of matter or energy. I can see matter and touch matter like dishes, table, etc. I can see energy. Energy is like light, heat, etc. Water is a substance that can make three phases of matter: solid ice, liquid water, and gas. To understand three phases of matter, let's demonstrate with the help of an example. Add heat energy to a solid ice. I have hold some ice in my hand. I can feel it is cold. Heat from my hand is heating up the solid ice to a liquid water. The particles of water moving faster when they get heated up with the heat energy. Hence, the matter change when a solid phase to a liquid phase because of the heat energy from my hands. Third phase, add liquid water to a piece of paper. Now it is wet. Add heat energy to a hair dryer. Water starts disappearing. Water starts disappearing. The third phase is called gas. The heat energy is making the particles faster and making the gas. Solid ice, liquid water, and gas. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am. I am Yamin from class 5H. Today I'm going to tell you what to do if you got bitten by a snake. And I'll show you examples. Let's take if this is a snake and it bit me in my hand. It made some marks, as you can see. What to do is, first thing, you take a rope or a cloth and tie it around the place where you got bitten. Then you take a knife or a blade and cut a half centimeter into the place where you got bitten. And then at the last you rush the victim to the doctor. I told you this because once my mother in the last vacation got bitten by a snake, and we did all this, and alhamdulillah she's safe. Thank you.
Lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse occurs when the earth comes between the sun and the moon. The shadow of the earth falls on the moon. It stops sunlight from reaching the moon, and so the moon is not visible to us. During this type of eclipse, the moon appears to be reddish color. Lunar eclipse may be total or partial depending upon the position of the earth and the moon. Lunar eclipse occurs on a full moon day. Thank you.
Hello teacher, my name is Naveen from class 5A. This is my science project. It is an earthquake alarm. In that there's one battery, switch, buzzer and a safety pin which a copper wire going through it along with a nut. The battery's negative wire is connected to the switch and the battery's positive wire is connected to the safety pin. The switch's negative is connected to the buzzer and the buzzer's positive wire is connected to the copper wire. The switch should be on all the time, and when the earthquake comes, the copper wire touches the safety pin, and the circuit will close and the buzzer will make sound. Thank you.
Good evening teacher, my name is Rahul. I am in 5L. I am going to do very interesting experiment. We need a glass of colored water, a glass of oil and a slice of cardboard. The first step is to put the cardboard on the water glass. Then flip it and put it on the oil glass. Finally, we slowly pull off the paper we notice that the oil and water replace places without mixing. So we can say that oil and water are immiscible liquids. The oil rises up because the density of it is less than the density of water. Thank you.
Good day, I'm Avantika from class 5E, and for this online science exhibition, my project is on the topic wheel and axle, which is a simple machine. Can you imagine a world without a wheel and axle? In many practical ways, the wheel and axle makes the world go around. Now this statement brings me right to my project, as I've made a Ferris wheel. The Ferris wheel is something that every child looks up to literally in theme parks and any other place in the world. I personally have been fascinated when I got a chance to visit the London Eye, one of the world's largest Ferris wheels. There are two types of components in the wheel and axle. One are two big circular objects called the wheel, which is connected in the center to a thin cylindrical object called the axle. The simple machine is based on the mechanical advantage provided by the ratio between the axle's radius to the wheel's radius. There are two types of wheel and axle. They are where the force or effort is applied to the wheel. Second, where the force or effort is applied to the axle. The Ferris wheel is of the second type. The motor arrangement provided applies the force to the axle, which in turn makes the wheel rotate. Let me show you. There you go. The wheel was one of the most important inventions of mankind, but it is not complete without an axle. I hope you like my project on the complex simple machine, wheel and axle. Thank you.
I'm from class 5K. Today I'm going to explain about dynamo torch. The parts used for making a dynamo torch are bulb, generator, switch, lens, casing and a reflector. A dynamo torch is a mechanically powered machine which is considered as a green technology because it does not require batteries. So how will it work without batteries? But before that, I'll tell you other names for dynamo torch. A dyno torch, a squeeze flashlight or a pocket torch generates electricity via a flywheel. Now, I was telling you how does it work without batteries. It works without batteries by when I squeeze the handle on the flashlight, which spins the flywheel attached to a generator called dynamo, supplying electricity to the bulb or light emitting diode. Thank you.
Good morning, teachers. This is my windmill project working model. This is my wind turbine and it is connected with a motor, and the motor is connected with the bulb. Now, I have a nearby fan, so when the fan gets on, the wind turbine starts rotating and generates electricity to the bulb.
Now I'll show you how it works. Now I on the fan and because of air, the wind turbine is rotating and generating electricity through the bulb. So now you know how wind turbine works. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today, my name is Sadhana. I'm from 5. Today, I'm going to talk about for the science exhibition solar panel and a tree. Solar panel. Here, we have to put the plastic waste in the blue container, paper waste in the yellow container, organic like fruit peel, vegetable peels should be put in the green container, glass waste should be put in the red container, metal waste should be put in the orange container, and e-waste such as electronics items which are not usable again, which cannot be reused again, and chemicals should be put in the black container. In the solar panel, there are two types. There are two parts in it. One is N type and one is P type. N and P type both are semiconductors. Here in the N type has phosphorus and silicon. Silicon has 4 valence electrons and phosphorus has 5 valence electrons. So we will be left with 1 valence electron. Here, for the P type, which is positive type, here boron and silicon. Boron has 3 valence electron and silicon has 4 valence electron. So we have to fill the 1 electron here. So the hole is said that where the electron should be filled is known as hole. Here, the smallest particle of the sun is photon. When the photon hit the NP junction, which N and P meets, is called NP junction. So when the photon hit the NP junction, here what it happens is the electron move upward and the positive move downward, creating a hole. So the electron in the N type moves to the P type to fill it. That time we say it as electricity. Here, to store it, what we are going to do is the current from the solar panel is going to the controller, which will save it in the battery. When we want, we can use it by inverter. The inverter gets battery, the store gets the current in the battery, which is in the battery. Here, now I'm going to talk about the 3R. The 3R is reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce waste, use less plastic. You can reduce electronic items which can be serviced again and reused again and again. So we can reduce it also, and we can reuse also. Reuse products, making a bag out of old cloths. Recycle. We can recycle plastic, metal, electronic items, etc. Thank you. Hello everyone. Warm welcome to all of you on behalf of our school, FAIPS-DPS, in the event of Online Science Exhibition. It's a pleasure to have all of you here. Through the efforts made by all of our students, teachers and staff members, this event was made possible. The main objectives of organizing this online science exhibition is to promote interests in science and technology among children and to develop scientific spirit and curiosity in students. Let us start viewing the exhibits and appreciate our little science enthusiasts. Thank you.
I'm from class 6C. Today I'll be showing you how an electric switch works. Let me show you the materials for this project. This is a battery holder, this is a light, this is a bulb holder, this is a battery, this is a switch, these are two wires, these are the circuit pin. These are the materials which we will be using for the particular project. Here is a drawing of the circuit. The black wire will be connected to the battery and the pin which will be connected to the lead. The red wire will be going through the switch and the pin which will connect to the other lead. Now we will be demonstrating with our materials. The switch is now completed. As explained, the black wire is connected to the battery and the pin which is connected to the lead, and the red wire is connected through the switch to the pin which is also connected to the other side of the lead. As the switch is now off, it is an open circuit because there is no flow of electricity and the bulb does not glow. Now the switch is on, so it is a closed circuit because the flow of electricity is there and the bulb glows. This is the principle of electric switch. Thank you all.
Hello everyone, I'm Ashi Baveja from class 60 and today I will be demonstrating a working model project of separation of substances by sedimentation and decantation. Materials needed for this experiment are 2 beakers, sand, water and a spoon. Now for the process of sedimentation, we will take the first beaker and we will add some water into it. Now we will add some sand to act as the sediment in this project. Now we can see that the sand is nicely coming down. But until it is fully settled down, we will wait for it to settle down for about half an hour. Now after half an hour we can see that the sand has nicely settled down at the bottom of our beaker and the insoluble impurities are floating on the top. Now for the process of decantation, we will pour out the upper liquid or the supernatant into our second beaker without disturbing the sediment below it. This liquid is called the supernatant and this is called the sediment. This process together is known as sedimentation and decantation. Thank you.
Hi friends, today I am going to show a simple experiment based on water density. Take a glass of hot water and cold water. Place a sheet above the hot water and cover it tightly. Place the hot water above the cold water. Try to remove the sheet gently. As you observe, the hot water doesn't mix with the cold water because the hot water's density is less and its molecules are loosely packed. But the cold water's density is high and its molecules are closely packed. Hence, the cold water doesn't allow the hot water to go inside.
Good evening, teachers and my dear friends. I am Parthiv Raj Barua. Today I am going to show how to convert water into hydrogen and oxygen. Let's get started. The materials needed for this experiment are salt, a glass of water, an empty plastic cup, thumbtacks, and a 9-volt battery. First, I'm going to take 2 thumbtacks and place them next to each other, but I will not allow them to touch. Next, I will pour a glass of water into the empty plastic cup and take a spoon of salt and mix it in. Now that the salt solution is ready, I'm going to take the 9-volt battery and place it on the thumbtacks. Now I'm going to wait a few minutes until both of them have some bubbles in them. As you can see, the water has turned yellow and there are molecules appearing from both of them. There are a lot of hydrogen molecules and a few oxygen molecules appearing on top of the thumbtacks. This is because of the process called electrolysis. This is also the reason why the salt water solution has turned yellow. Now you can collect these hydrogen and oxygen molecules. How to know if the molecules are hydrogen or oxygen? The thumbtack connected to the negative end of the battery produces hydrogen molecules, while the thumbtack connected to the positive end of the battery produces oxygen molecules. Thank you.
Good evening, teachers and my dear friends. This is my project. It's a hydroelectric power plant. It generates AC, which is alternating current, which was invented by Nikola Tesla. India has 197 hydroelectric power plants. The biggest one being Koina in Patan, Maharashtra. Now I'll explain the parts. Okay. So this is the reservoir. It's the most important component of the hydroelectric power plant. It helps us decide whether we can make a power plant in that area or not. Because there are a lot of conditions which are important. First of all, it should have a good catchment area. Otherwise, there will not be much water. Second of all, it should have good precipitation. Third, we should make sure that there is no earthquakes and stuff. Otherwise, it will break. And it should also have a good foundation. Otherwise, we'll have to build the foundation, which is very expensive. And this is the sluice gate. It filters the water. And if it is not there here, but in real hydroelectric power plants, there will be a gate. We open it, the water will go. This is the penstock or pipeline. So, because we need to send the water in a streamlined body, okay? So that it rotates the turbine here. It rotates the turbine here, and then which has a driving belt attached to the dynamo, or we can call it generator. Okay, fine. But in the generator, it converts into AC current, which powers the lights here. Okay. So this dynamo is covered by tape to protect from rushing water. Otherwise, the dynamo will go haywire. Head is the vertical height between the reservoir and the turbine. Generally 10 meter is 1 bar. Like that it's 20 bars and stuff. So there is 200 meter height. And then more the height, more the pressure and more the output. There are various advantages and disadvantages to this hydroelectric power plant. Advantages are we burn no fossil fuels, there is no pollution, and also there is no loss of resources. Its maintenance cost is very low, and then it has a very long life. The land around stays clean. There is no loss of resources. Okay, and the disadvantages are it depends entirely on nature. If rain stops, no. All the people around, no electricity. They won't have any electricity. And also the initial cost is very high. It was a very nice learning experience for me. Thank you.
and hi guys. Today I have made the electronic motor boat, and I have made it by some lights, a switch, a battery over here, a motor, and another battery. Now this much part, these lightings are of lightnings, and these are of motor which pulls the boat ahead. And this motor is almost 11,000 RPM, which is like this motor. And this electronic motor boat can like go on the sea. Exactly, it could go on the sea, and this is very good. The fan spins good, it goes, and you've already seen. Bye, have a nice day.
Respected ma'am and my dear friends, my name is Navneet Anand and I am from class 6C. Today I am going to show you how to do potato battery experiment. Now let's see what and all materials we need to do this experiment. We need 4 copper strips and 4 zinc strips. We need a small LED bulb. We need 4 potatoes and 5 alligator clip wires. So let's start the experiment. Now place the one copper strip onto the left side of a potato, and then a zinc strip on the right side of a potato. Then you can repeat the same process for all the potatoes. Now I have placed all the zinc and copper strips. Now take one alligator clip and clip it onto one zinc strip and connecting the other end to the copper strip. Then repeat the same process. Now you can carefully see I have clipped the alligator clip wires likewise. Now I have 2 alligator clip wires remaining. Now take one alligator clip wire and clip it onto the one end which I have left. And then take another wire, clip it onto the other left side end, and then you can get 2 ends. Now take the LED and then clip it like this. And then the another side, just clip it. Now you can carefully see that the LED is lit up. This is called potato battery experiment. This is because of the phosphoric acid present inside the potato, which turns the potato into a battery. Thank you, ma'am and my dear friends. Bye.
of class 6H. Today I am going to present automatic sanitizer dispenser as a part of science exhibition. Nowadays, COVID-19 pandemic has spread throughout the world. To stay protected from coronavirus, I thought to make a device. So I made this device. I saw these kind of devices in malls, hospitals, etc. You see, there is a pressure plate over here. If we press our hands on the pressure plate, then the sanitizer will come from this pipe. This is the sanitizer and I pour it in the container Now if I press the pressure plate, as you see, there is the sanitizer coming out. So there is a small mechanism behind this. This is the pump and this is the container where the sanitizer is stored. As it is a portable device, I made it.
This is my science project, which is use of solar energy at home for electricity generation. Well, in this project I will show you how to turn on the lights and turn on the fan, which are right at the top of here, through solar energy. So I have did two switch right here. This is for the fan and this is for bulb. I on this and now the fan is on, and as you can see, the fan is on. Now when I on this red one, the light is on. So now the light and fan, both of them are on. For this I have used wires and batteries and thermocol. This part is made by cardboard.
I study in class 6F. Today I am going to show you how to make a simple circuit. To make a simple circuit, we need electrical wire about 1 meter, pencil cell, small torch bulb, blade, scissors and sticky tape or insulation tape. Strike the ends of the wire with a blade so that the metal is exposed. You will see the plus and minus signs at the two ends of the pencil cell. These are the positive and negative terminals of the cell. Use sticky tape and attach one end of a wire to the negative terminal of the pencil cell. Attach the other end of the same wire to the side of the bulb. Use a small piece of sticky tape to stick it well. Make sure that the bottom portion of the bulb is left open and also that the wire does not touch it. Take the second wire and attach one end of it to the positive terminal of the cell. Touch the other end of this wire to the bottom and end of the bulb and see what happens. When you touch the bottom end of the bulb with the wire, the bulb will glow. Thank you.
Hi all, I am Vanilla from class 6F. Today I am going to present my science fair project. The topic of my science fair project is conductors and insulators. This is my experiment on conductors and insulators. Conductor is an object that conducts electricity. Insulator is an object which does not conduct electricity. Now let us start with our experiment. Let us look over the first material, which is the metal. When I touch the two ends of this metal pin, the bulb glows. That means metal is a conductor. When I touch the two ends of this rubber, the bulb doesn't glow. That means it's an insulator. Next, let's move on to the plastic. When I touch the two ends of this plastic straw, again the bulb doesn't glow. That means it's also an insulator. Let's come to the wood. When I touch the two ends, the bulb doesn't glow. That means it's also an insulator. Let us move to the another material, which is the graphite. When I touch the two ends of the wire like this, the bulb glows. That means graphite is a conductor.
This is my project on the occasion of Science Exhibition. Thank you all for watching my project on conductors and insulators. Thank you.
Hello friends, today I am going to show you an experiment based on density. For this, you need 2 lemons of same size, common salt used at home, 2 glass and water. First, we will put this lemon in the first glass and pour some water. As you can see, the lemon settled down. Now we will put the second lemon in the second glass and first put the water and a spoon of common salt. As you can see, the lemon is floating. This happens because the salt makes lower density and the lemon flows up. In this, there is higher density, that's why the lemon settled down. Hope you like this experiment. Thank you.
Good evening everyone. I am Daniel Shiborgis of Class 6L. Today I am going to talk about the project I have made. During the day, when the weather is hot, the water from the river rises up in the sky as water vapor. This process is called evaporation. When the water vapor rises up in the sky, it cools down and forms clouds. This process is called condensation. When the water droplets in the clouds become heavy, they fall down on the earth as rain. This process is called precipitation. This whole process, which goes like a cycle, is called the water cycle. Thank you.
Hello, my name is D.N. Samiklesh from class 6L, and this is my subject Science Exhibition, and the topic is DNA and the human skeleton. So let's begin with DNA. DNA is a group of molecules that is responsible for carrying and transmitting the hereditary materials or genetic instructions from parents to offsprings. This is also true for viruses, as most of these entities have either RNA or DNA as genetic material. DNA types. There are three types of DNA: aDNA, bDNA, and zDNA. It is right-handed double hexyl, similar to bDNA. Dehydrated DNA takes a form that protects the DNA during extreme conditions such as discantation. Protein blinding also removes the solvent from DNA, and here the DNA takes a form of bDNA. This is all most common DNA conformation and is the right-handed hexyl. Majority of the DNA has bDNA conformation under normal physiological conditions. zDNA. zDNA is the left-handed DNA, where the double hexyl valence is left in zigzag pattern. It is founded ahead of the start site of a gen, and hence it is believed to play some roles in the gen regulation. How is the DNA related to human skeleton? Final topic. Aggregation of DNA from the skeletal remains can be decanted process with the advance of information extraction buffers that provides complete demineralization of the oxidation minerals. DNA from nearly any skeletal elements is possible. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is the well I have made, and the theory is pulley. Now, pulley was made to make work easier for human beings. For example, the Pyramid of Giza. Thousands of people worked to make the Pyramid of Giza, but pulleys make the work easier. When we hold the bucket like this, we get a feeling that it's heavy, but when we put it on a pulley, work gets easier. I hope you now understand the theory of pulley. Thank you.
Good morning, teachers. Today I am going to make a color change experiment. So let's begin. We'll add 1 tablespoon of turmeric. Now we will add this detergent. As you can see, the color is dark red. Now we'll add lemon. And mix it well. Now you can see the color is dark to orange. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.
Inverted glass is lifting a plate. How is it possible?
To understand that, let's see an experiment on air pressure. Here are the materials required for this experiment. Water, an empty glass, lighter, candle, a tissue paper and a plate. Take a tissue paper and place it on the plate. Soak the tissue paper with some water. The tissue paper should be completely soaked and drain the extra water. Place a candle on the soaked tissue paper and light it up. Cover the candle with an empty glass and see what happens. The fire slowly puts off due to lack of oxygen. Give a gentle press to the glass and try to lift the glass. As we can see, the plate is lifted along with the glass. This happens because of the air pressure inside and outside the glass. The glass holds the plate strongly. Let's test its strength by adding some weight. Wow! The glass can hold the weight of 2 crystals. Adding some more weight to it. That's great! It can hold the weight of 4 crystals. Let me add some more crystals and see what happens. A total of 7 crystals are added to the plate now. The plate is now completely full with crystals. And wow! That's amazing! It can hold the weight of all the crystals. Let's see how this happens. Hot air inside the glass starts to cool down and contracts, and it tries to pull the wet napkin, which creates a suction because of the difference in the air pressure inside and outside the glass. The outside air pressure is more and there is a vacuum created in the glass. The glass gets stuck with the plate. This is how the glass can lift the plate. The force is so strong that even if we add some weight to it, the glass will be able to lift it all up. Thank you.
Respected teachers and my dear friends, I am Surashis Sen from class 6I and I am going to talk about eclipse. This is the sun, earth and the moon. The earth and the moon rotates on its own axis. The earth revolves around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth. Now I am going to talk about lunar eclipse. On a special full moon night, when the sun, earth and the moon are in a straight line, this is known as lunar eclipse. When the moon passes through the earth's darker part of the shadow, this is known as total lunar eclipse. When the moon passes through the lighter portion of the shadow, this is known as partial solar eclipse. This is total lunar eclipse and this is partial lunar eclipse. Now I am going to explain solar eclipse. On a special new moon day, when the sun, moon and the earth comes in a straight line, this is known as solar eclipse. When the sun is completely covered by the moon, it is known as total solar eclipse. During a total solar eclipse, the sun is not completely covered by the moon. It forms a ring-shaped pattern. This is known as annular solar eclipse. When the sun is partially covered by the moon, this is known as partial solar eclipse. This is total solar eclipse. And this is partial solar eclipse.
my dear teachers. My name is Prathvi Barduzan. I am from class 6K and today I am going to present an activity on finding the poles of a magnet. Materials needed: a magnet. I have taken a bare magnet, a sheet of transparent polythene, iron filing, which is also known as powdered iron, and a sheet of white paper. Method: spread the iron filing on a sheet of white paper. Then step 2. Wrap the magnet in the polythene paper sheet and then run it through the iron filings. Observation: most of the iron filings will stick to the two poles of the magnet. They are the North Pole and the South Pole. Conclusion: the two portions of the magnet where most of the iron filing stick are known as the poles of the magnet. Thank you.
Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to do an experiment to find out which are magnetic and which are non-magnetic materials. For this we need a magnet, wooden pencil, metal pen, stainless steel spoon, plastic pen cap, thread, key, coin, eraser and iron filings. Let's start the experiment. First, let's go with the pencil. Bring the magnet closer to the pencil. Oh no, it doesn't attract, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the metal pen. Oh yes, it attracts, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the stainless steel spoon. Oh yes, the spoon attracted, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the plastic pen cap. Oh no, it didn't attract, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the thread. Oh no, it didn't attract, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the key. Oh yes, it attracts, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the coins. Oh yes, it attracts, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the eraser. Oh no, it didn't attract, so let's keep it in this side. Next, the iron filings. Oh yes, it attracts, so let's keep it in this side. The materials in this side are attracted with the magnet, so they are magnetic materials. But the materials in this side didn't attract with the magnet, so they are non-magnetic materials. Thank you.